Hello, everybody. Man alive. What a couple of weeks it's been. No sound, you say? No sound. Okay, bear with me. I mean, there should be. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me okay? All right. Were you guys able to hear the video at all? Or was it just me that you couldn't hear? Thank you very much. I am very fine. Just not those guys. Alrighty. Okay, hold on. Let's just see if I can jig this around a little bit. Okay, I know what happened there. That's all right then. Alrighty. Now we should be able to hear them.
And I'll hear from Amber
Let me know.
Stinton also. Amber
Okay.
Lee Stinton, if she
Yep.
wishes to testify. I'll hear from Mr. McKenna.
All good? Should be able to hear it now. Well, lads and lassies, this is a weird one. All right, I just came across this one. I've been watching courts all morning. To be honest, there's not a whole lot going on. It's actually kind of boring out there. Picked up a few little bits and pieces that were kind of interesting, but yeah, for the most part, it was kind of crappy. But let's have a look at this one. This gets bizarre from the outset. So we're going to get stuck in with this one. I hope you're all doing really, really well out there. Where's me feckin'? Right, here we go. Let's have a look.
And then we'll go from there. Mr. McKenna did file some things. Did you get a chance to look at that?
Nope. We had to certify by mail because we had several people go over there. Mason,
Okay, so I just asked if my question was only if you saw the things.
no, I have not.
Okay, well, I'll hear from you and then I'll hear from and Ms. Stinton, then I'll hear from Mr. McKenna. And then I'll have him explain to you what's there. There's some screenshots of some, I don't fully understand either, but you can, I'll hear from you. So Mr. Stinton, could you raise your right hand? You swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
How is it you need an order against Mr. McKenna?
First of all, I tried to get off registration, so he caught wind of that. This was a case that happened 23 years ago. And it was against his wife. She was underage, and some consensual stuff happened. There was no rape. There was no molestation. So then he went around and posted signs all around my neighborhood saying I was a molester, put my address on there, all my information, kept doing it. I finally caught him, got pictures of him, caught him up on the pole, was on dispatch. My wife was on the phone with 911 at the time that we had a met him. And he was sitting up there and posting signs and said he wasn't going to stop. He was threatening toward me, gestures. His dog got out of the truck. I got pictures of his truck, his car, him, all this stuff. And it took me a while to catch him, but I have 13 signs which have razor blades on them. And I have pictures and police reports. They've come over here 5 times.
Good to see
and
that.
I don't understand why he's doing that. I know his wife is the victim in this case, but I just don't understand why he would come after me. I never contacted her, never even seen her for 23 years. So for him to come out here and maliciously do that, it's pretty bad. Razor blades almost cut my wife's hand. I mean, that's pretty bad.
So can we just confirm, right? How old were these people? I'm very confused. It's absolutely bizarre to me already. Like, and we were only just getting started here. Yeah, we'll find out in a minute. Colin, definitely not Cromwell. He's going to have an epic show later tonight. He's going to have Judge Slavin on his show. Says, court has been slow today. This one will be everywhere. Good job on getting this out quick, Demon. Thank you so much, mate. Biggest problem with that is all of my live streams get demonetized. So I have to be really well behaved today. No cuss words. Hold on. Yeah, monetization. It's on, but I always get demonetized. So it's a kick in the tits, but it's worth it. Somebody mentioned Law Talk with Mike is covering it too. I just literally was sitting here watching this live stream and I came across it and I was like, okay, This could be something really, really good. Evelyn has become a new member, lads and lassies. You know what to do. And we'll get stuck straight back into the video here in just a second. Teresa Brewer for £2 says, and nice to see you. Hope you both doing very well. We're doing absolutely great. Thank you so very much indeed. It is good to be back in the studio.
And then Ms. Stenton, is there anything you wish to say at this time? Is she there with you, Mr. Stenton?
No, she's on her own Zoom call at work. So I don't know if she has her microphone on.
I don't see it. There's someone Samsung SM, and then there's someone observer support. I don't know who either of those folks are.
It's probably
Testify.
I'm here. Sorry. I'm here.
Anything you'd like to say at this time?
I feel like
I'm gonna swear you in before you do, if you wish to.
Okay.
Do you swear? Do you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You can put your hand down, and
Okay,
then
thank you.
Go ahead.
So I'm just Mr. McKenna. I don't understand why he's doing this, but I am fearful that if he feels the need to take law into his own hands, that where is the stopping point? This is 23 years. We've never contacted him or his family, have no desire, no need. This is the home that my children come home to. My son comes home to boot camp to. My granddaughter is there. I'm concerned that people will see these signs and want to take the law into their own hands and hurt my home and threaten my safety by his actions. And I don't understand why he just doesn't need to be in our area. He has no business there, but to harass us in my home.
Excuse me.
All right. Mr. McKenna, could you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down. What's your response to their request for an order?
I posted some signs. I was basically, my intent was, I've known about what he did to my wife when she was 13 and he was 24 for a long time and never cared until we got a letter. And that's what the information I posted was the emails. Donald Cease is the guy that gave my wife and the other victims the opportunity to contest getting his record sealed.
Right.
And it brought up a lot of trauma. All of the victims had met and talked, and they're doing a series of therapy now because of it. And we were just kind of fearful that he was going to get his record sealed. So I had some signs made and posted them just so people would know. It was public information posted right off of the sex offender registry site.
Yeah, Thurston County already.
I posted signs.
Okay, so just one, don't interrupt, please.
And so I just took those signs, posted them, and I never attached razor blades. I was looking at the paperwork that I gotten in here. He gives some detail of it and specific dates, and says on November 18th, the day that they approached me, almost caused an accident swerving through the intersection to come at me. And I said I had nothing to say. And she filmed the entire thing, which I'm curious why they didn't submit that as evidence, because they filmed the entire thing. I tried to get to my truck and away from him because I wanted no altercation. I just wanted to post public information for public safety. Wow. But it says that they found the sign after I left, that they took the sign off the pole and then one out of the grass. They called the cops, talked with the cops. When they took those signs, I left, and then go on to say later on the 25th,
I'll be with
that
you.
she took those signs out of her.
I'm listening.
That she took those signs out of her car, and that's when she noticed there were razor blades on the edges. And so I'm not sure how the officers on the 18th didn't see the razor blades, or how she didn't notice razor blades in her car for 8 days driving around with it. I never attached razor blades to it. I stapled it to a sign, a pole is all I did. So it's contradictory, and it's in writing, and it's signed and sworn by him on this paperwork.
All right.
Okay.
And so, it's the facts are right there.
So where do you live?
I live in Centralia, but my brother lives, I don't know, I could look it up on a map.
No, I
About
mean, where, do you know
4
where,
streets down.
where does
from,
Mr. Stinton live? Just in the city. I'm not looking for an address.
Rochester.
So miles from you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but my brother that works for me that I pick up every morning lives about a quarter of a mile, and I drive down Highway 99 right past his house every day.
So just to answer this question, Michael John Dennis says, were they not found guilty at a previous court hearing over 20 years ago? Ladies and gentlemen, this live stream is about to get demonetized, but here we go. Christopher Michael Stinton, obviously won't read the address, and it is in Rochester in the state of Washington. It says here that he was convicted and placed on the sex offenders register. Here we go. This is it. We're getting demonetized now, but who gives a shit? Communication with minor for immoral purposes. Conviction date the 13th of the 1st, 2004 in the state of Washington. So that's what we got so far. So yeah, it's kind of gross. Let's see.
When did you learn this?
Learn what?
Where he lived and drive by him and all of that?
Oh, when we got the letter in
Right.
January, and that's what that email was from Donald Cease that I put in there.
But I mean, okay.
Because we were told, my wife being the victim.
Yeah, no,
she was told
I
where
understand
her-
that.
where
I
her
guess,
attacker lived.
yeah, and that's fairly, my understanding is that's fairly typical. People register for a period of time. They comply with certain conditions. They can ask to be relieved of that obligation, which apparently happened. When that happens, other people involved in the case get notice of that, which they're entitled to.
He
And I
didn't.
guess I'm having trouble understanding the value of. It just seems to me, and your wife has the opportunity to be heard and make her voice known to the people who are making that decision. Certainly, she has that right and opportunity. And she should take advantage of that, however she sees fit. I guess I'm just having trouble seeing the value of, after all this time running around putting those signs up.
Your Honor, may I say something?
No,
I guess just being a father of 3 young kids and
Right.
seeing what it did to my wife, I just wanted to post public information.
No.
I didn't intend to hurt him in any way. I just wanted to make aware. And the request to get his record sealed did get denied.
okay,
And
and
so
again, I don't,
I've-
that's not in front of me here right now. The only thing that the only thing that's in front of me is this, whether or not an order should be granted or not. But it just strikes me that you doing this is almost kind of like trying to put out a fire with gasoline, if you know what I mean.
Been there.
Let's take a terrible, and again, 23 years, but you know what? Trauma lasts. It does there, Mr. And I don't know anything about that other than what's been told to me here in court. But trauma can last that long. It can. I know that just from my experience on this job. And like I say, stirring this all up again, I think there's a chance of basically bringing all that back up again. Mr. Stinton, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, Your Honor, he's making this case out to be something it's not. I tried to get him a copy of this case. His wife was not molested. His wife was not
Okay,
raped.
so I don't want it, we're not
Oh,
litigating
for
that
fuck's
case.
sake.
Okay,
That was 23 years ago. The only
Okay.
thing in front of me here right now is whether or not an order should be entered.
the police were, the cop came over and saw the razor blades on the sign, took pictures of them. That's what we submitted to you guys.
Yeah, but who put them on there? We don't know
So-
that, do we?
That's a major deal. I don't understand why he's trying to justify that. And it didn't sit in my wife's car for that long. We pulled them down every single time we put them up. Because the community is telling me around here that he's doing it.
All
Not
right.
to mention I went out and bought cameras.
So anything further?
The last sign I posted was on the 18th, and like I said, he said they had the cops there. And I don't understand how the last sign I posted, cops were present. They would have noticed razor blades on it. And he just
They did.
And he said on the 18th, they took them, and then she took them out of her car on the 25th. That was 7 days after. So they sat in her car for that long.
No, they didn't.
It's in the paper.
Your Honor, I own this house outright. I just don't want him around me anymore. I don't know why he's going out of his way to do this.
I think we all
Well,
know why. Like, I mean, that's a given.
I don't know either, but
I did destroy the rest of the signs.
Okay.
I had 4 more.
Yeah, my sister's involved too, just to let you know, Your Honor. I'm already pursuing that with an attorney.
Sounds like a bit of a dick. Put your hand down, Karen. Karen, put it down.
so
Karen.
here's the thing there, Mr. Stinton,
Thank
you know, and I think we had this conversation there, and when you were in front of me, when the temporary order was entered. You know, these anti-harassment petitions is whether some people call them orders of protection or no contact orders, and they're designed to keep people away from you know, some people just won't leave other people alone for a variety of reasons. They need to come to court and say, look, I need you to keep this guy away from me, or more woman, this person away from me. Or calling me at all hours, you know, come showing up at my door, following me around, stalking me, and all of that. And that's really not what's happening here. You know, we can sit around and, you know, Mr. McKenna does have some free speech if he's opportunity. And so then the issue is this constitutionally protected what he's doing? Because he's not contacting you, he's not calling you, he's not showing up at your door, he's doing something you don't like, which I understand. He's doing something which, in my view, wouldn't seem to be all that helpful for the recovery of his wife, but I'm not an expert in that regard, just because it dredges up all these things again from so many years ago. But it is good that she's getting therapy and counseling for that, which is a long way of saying, based on what's been presented, you know, I can't really find that. And I hear what you say about the razor blades. I can't really not going to make a finding on that one way or the other. Even if that's so, it's not necessarily, that might be, I mean, he's not throwing razor blades at you, and even if that's the case, I mean, that's a pretty big stretch. So at this point, and again, the request for an order are going to be denied, because I don't think it's, you know, we can sit around and debate all day long about it, whether it's appropriate, whether it's not. And I know there's people are watching. Some people might think it is. Some people think, no, he's way out of line. But it's not. It's you know, based on the definition of harassment within the statute, it doesn't fit that. So the order is going to be denied. I heard say that all the signs have been destroyed. Hope that's the case, and hope that we can go forward here where you won't have to put up with this anymore. But that's what I'm going to do here for today.
I'm just going to go on a limb here really, really quick. One of the two of them, Karen or Mr. Karen, is going to have an objection of some sort, or like try like, well, I'll be contacting my lawyer. I'm just guessing. That's just my guy. I haven't seen this part, so I'm just guessing.
Ms. Stanton,
Okay,
Mr.
I will seek counsel, Your Honor, and I will go after him in a different way.
I told
Okay,
you.
you can.
There's RCW numbers.
The only thing in front of me here right now is what I'm doing, and that's what I'm done here for today. And
There's RCW counsel.
What you say about the PW number?
that's what I'm going to do here for today. Ms. Stanton,
Okay, I
Mr.
will seek counsel, Your Honor, and I will go after him in a different way.
Okay, you can.
There's RCW numbers.
The only thing in front of me here right now is what I'm doing, and that's what I'm done here for today. And you're
Okay,
free to
no
speak to
problem.
an attorney about that, of course.
No problem. I got deep pockets, so I'll get them.
You both can.
What a douchebag.
You know, I don't. Again, I'll set the same set of questions. You know, I was struck by your last comment. I'll get him.
Me too.
you know, and
He
I
doesn't need to come out.
like, just let me talk for a second here for a second.
shut
I think
up,
you
Chris.
both need to kind of look at yourself and think, okay, is this going to make things better or is this going to make things worse? And, you know, you might want to have that internal conversation yourself, Mr. Stanton.
Well, he
I tried to
slandered my
hint that
name.
around with Mr. McKenna. And again, I'm not
You
looking
didn't slander your name. You're a convicted nonce. Where's the slander in that?
for a response there.
Dickhead.
But again, you all have a choice to make here. You can kind of just move beyond this and leave each other alone, or you can continue to make efforts to use your words. I'm going to get him. I'm not sure that. And again, you can do what you want. I'm not making any orders going forward. The only thing I have to do is denying one. But I think people need to take a look at themselves and figure out where they're going from here. But for that, and you can take that for what it's worth. And that's it for today. And you're all free to leave the Zoom call.
Well, I got more of a douchey comment than I thought I would. Like the first one was like, you know, I'm gonna get you. I've got deep pockets. Get over yourself. Nobody cares about your money, bro. God almighty. Imagine that. Imagine, I got deep pockets, Judge. I want to get him. All right, nonce boy, whatever. Fuck me. Who cares? Ah, Jesus Murphy. It took me all of 10 seconds to find his record. I mean, come on, man. I saw an interesting looking character here come up on the screen a minute ago with a green screen in the background. Oh Lord, this should be fun.
Yes, I'm here.
I have no idea what this one's
Mr.
about.
Greenwood. I should have identified this earlier.
Actually, you know what? Before I go ahead with that, I'm just going to read out these super chats. Thank you so much for the super chats, by the way, because again, there's a good chance that this is going to be demonetized. Stephen Kurtnick for £2 says, have some demobilization super chats. I did see your message on WhatsApp, though. He meant demonetization. Thank you. Like, I don't know that it has been demonetized yet, but it will for sure. But I might just clip from this and re-upload it. Average Dude says, hi, Irish Demon. Thank you for the videos. They're very entertaining. Thank you so much indeed. And Mark Marr says, catching this live in between, trying to sort out my daughter's birthday cake delivery. She's 16 today, looking at my not so little anymore baby girl. I'm wondering where the time went. God, I feel old. Well, to Mark's daughter, have a very, very happy birthday from me and from everybody here in the Demon Army. There's 150 people watching right now, and I'm almost certain that the vast majority of them will also join me in wishing you a very happy birthday in the side chat. Lads and lassies, you know what to do. Stephen Curtin for £10 says, screw the advertisers, unless the advertisers are advertising screws. Seek some counsel to empty your bins for your razor blade ridden signs. I would put a bet that the dude that posted the signs had nothing to do with the razor blades. I'm going to say that there's a good chance that that it was all made over there. You know, the dude that was, you know, asking for the order in the first place. Okay, let's check out this one.
Someone here identified as observer support. What case are you here for?
My name is Lisa, and I'm here as a support person for Desi Thorne.
Okay, you can go ahead and mute back up when we call that case. That's not this case. Okay, so Mr. Greenwood, could you come on the screen, please?
I'm working on it. Apparently, I have to go to settings to choose another camera, which I only have one camera, so I'm not sure what the deal is. And I don't know where settings is. I'm kind of a boomer about this.
Ah, Jesus. I hear you, bud. I hear you. Smitty's here and he don't care. Good to see you.
Where are
Smitty.
settings?
Well, I'm not at your computer.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Oh, please do, Colin. I'll switch over to that
okay,
if he is,
I
mate.
found it.
Thanks, buddy.
I didn't find it. Is it
oh, sweet mother of mustache.
Hey, there we go. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. That's terrible.
So, Addie, Could you raise your right hand, please?
Yes.
You swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down. Do you folks work together? Is my first question.
Yes.
We
Okay.
did. I got fired on
Okay,
that.
so Mr. Greenwood, I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak when the time comes. Right now, I'm talking to Ms. Addy, and then I'll give you an opportunity to speak, but I can only speak to one person at a time.
Yeah,
So,
be
Ms.
quiet, Mr. Green Screen.
Ms. Addy, I'll hear from you on, I did review, you filed some things, including a fair amount of screenshots of text conversations, a lot of which aren't with you, but I'll hear from you on why you need an order against Mr. Greenwood.
This situation has been going on for almost a year now, and my job has consistently failed to protect my rights with it. They just now are finally starting to look into it more once they found out that I was taking legal action. But the harassment hasn't stopped. Even if it's not directed at me now, he still thinks that there's an opportunity for a relationship, even though I've made it clear that there's not and there never will be. I was deeply concerned with some of the messages that he had sent to my friends regarding me, and I kind of just felt like I was at a point where I didn't know what else to do.
Well, give me tell me what's been happening. How is he? I saw the emails between him and somebody else. I want to know about your experience.
About a year ago, he tried to ask me out on a date, and I kindly denied him. And then I thought, maybe that would be it. It would be a little awkward, but whatever. But then he tried to offer me money, saying that he wanted to help me with my situation. And I was like, no, I don't accept money from people. That's really weird to me. And that was around the time that I made the first report. And then after that, he just never stopped. He would keep trying to talk to me all the time, even though management told him to kind of stay away from me. And then he would go to my friends asking if he should talk to me, even though he was made clear that he should not talk to me. I've made 3 ethics reports about it over the last year, and they moved him departments, but he never really stopped. He would stare at me when I was at work. I was becoming really uncomfortable. It was making the work environment hostile. I'm very uncomfortable with everything that's happened, and I don't know why it's gone on this long because I said no.
All right. Let me hear from Mr. Greenwood. Mr. Greenwood, could you raise your right hand? You swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can put your hand down. What's your response to what we just heard from Ms. Addy there? Am I saying your name correctly, by the way, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Greenwood, go ahead. You wanted to say something and you were starting about your work and then I stopped you, but now's your opportunity to let me know what your position is.
Well, work, I applied for a transfer twice to get away from her. The second time was the 26th to move to a different store. So I wouldn't have been coworkers anymore. But then on the 9th, the 3rd complaint went through and I got fired. So we're not coworkers at all anymore. But responding to what she said, after the first complaint, I think it ended on June. The next, however many months, I guess actually never at all, did I approach her romantically or ask her out or say anything sexual or flirtatious. I did. There was a second report later I got when I asked her why she filed a second report. Because earlier she had gone around telling all of her friends that she filed another report, and they went up to me to tell me about it. And I don't know what was supposed to be in it, but I had 3 different people giving me these anecdotes about their friends who had their lives ruined because of false rape claims. Everyone was telling me I needed to file a report against her for filing frivolous reports, which I didn't end up doing. Even her friends were telling me that. So after that second report, I just completely ignored her and stayed like in dispensary room, a little corner of the store. And she would sometimes come back there and chat with people and hang out. And so I just sort of stood in the corner playing on my phone just to get away from her until a friend of mine saw this. And so he said, you know, I know after the first report, you aren't allowed to transfer, but you can just go to management and ask for exception. So I did. I told them I wanted to change stores. They said, we can talk to other stores, but we have an opening in the deli here. We know you have a good work ethic. We'll give you a 10% raise if you move there. And so I said, fine, because I thought the only problem was just hanging out in the dispensing room. So I did that and it was fine for a few months. And then, before I did that, a week before they gave me the transfer, I did approach her. She was talking about Palestine and I disagreed with all what she said. And that's sort of my hobby is politics and stuff. So I went up to her, we got in a big argument and she got really mad and everyone was telling me, you're going to get fired now, dude. She's going to file another complaint. You're going to get fired. And I don't know if that's the third complaint that got me fired, but regardless, I got out of there. Then in January, turning towards the middle or end of January, actually, wait, I should backtrack. Christmas Eve,
Jesus, get on with
I
it,
told
dude.
Anthony, I texted Anthony to say that, like, because we had left on really bad terms and also maybe a complaint. I told Anthony to say, you know what, it's been a while. I'd like to just, if I could talk to her somewhere outside of work, we could get closure, settle things down. And he didn't respond. He came up to me. He doesn't usually respond in text. He comes up in person. He came up to me and said, dude, don't do it. 2 complaints already. You're insane. This is going to go really badly for you. And I said, no, man, listen, I haven't approached her for months. I have no intention of approaching her. I just want to like talk things out so we just, there's closure that isn't just like us hating each other. And then like a minute later, she comes up to me and just says, just on like happy holidays. I said, Merry Christmas. And she goes off. It's like, I don't know what that's about. And then like later she came in on her day off, walked over to the deli, looked at some lunch meat, looked over and stared with a completely blank expression and then walked away, which was very weird. She didn't buy anything. I didn't know what that was about. And so I was trying to freak out. And at the same time, I was also, actually a little later, starting in early mid-January, I was also behaving erratic towards other people, not just those 4. I was getting in fights with my boss. I was ranting to Angie and Deli. I was getting in a fight with the ops manager.
Why the hell would he admit to all this? What the hell? Anyway, basically, I found out he's a YouTuber. Kind of like a wannabe edgelord. I'll show you some of this in a little while. It's, looks a bit strange.
Jacob. And by the end of the month, I realized from the way people were reacting, Amir was looking really scared. Other people were looking at me like I was pond scum. I was sort of a pariah at the store. I realized I was like spiraling out of control. I don't know what was doing that, if it was stress or whatever. But at that point, I asked to transfer stores and I contacted my psychiatrist about I had been years since I talked to him. I contacted my therapist about getting help. And I went in, applied for a medical leave of absence for mental health, which they gave me. And I figured that would be the end of it. And then on 8 days later, on the 7th, I got the restraining order. And then 2 days later, I got notice from my work that I was fired.
What day was that you
Was fired? I
You
think
got-
it was.
Yeah.
Sorry?
so you got served on the 2nd, did you say?
7th. 5 days ago?
Yeah. And then these texts, there's someone named is it Rogar or is that a different spelling of Roger?
It's Roger. It's he spells it differently in Discord because I think to be funny or something. I don't know him well enough to know the backstory.
All right. So there's all right. So again, I'm going to reference those texts in there. Frankly, I mean, that gives some insight as to, what you're thinking. And, reading those things, I can kind of understand why Ms. Addie's kind of concerned. And so, I'm sorry, first of all, I'm sorry you lost your job. That's a difficult situation. But based on her petition combined with her testimony, your testimony, and the evidence presented, I'm going to sign an order, and that order is going to be in place for a year. And my hope is that that kind of makes things easier for you. For there's a bright line now. You said you're seeing someone to help your mental health, which is good, but the line is she's just not a part of your life. She's just not something you should think about. You understand that?
Yeah,
Just don't.
absolutely.
Yeah. And so the order is going to be effective for 1 year from today. You're not to contact her. You're not to cause her any harm. You're not to contact her. And that's through third parties also. And so if you're sending text, if you're in a text string, you can still have contact with former coworkers and all that, but she is not to be a part of the conversation. Do you understand that? Because someone receiving that might perceive that as your attempt to contact her through a third person. Do you understand that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So any sort of third party contact is forbidden. You're not to come within 1,000 feet of her residence or her place of employment. You know where she works there now. And so, like I say, that go ahead.
Oh,
You
okay.
wanted to say something.
Yes, her place of employment is right like a few minutes away from my parents' house.
Well, what do you mean a few minutes? I mean,
I could
few minutes.
spend. Oh, I was going to say, it could take an extra 10 minutes to go a long way around.
Well, as the crow flies, how far is this? Which Walmart is this?
It is the Lacey Neighborhood Market.
Is that the one out on College and near College and Yelm Highway?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, and so
so if I stay on the arterial, it might be within 1,000 feet.
where more or less do your parents live? Your
So-
mother, say your mother, or
yeah, my mother and father.
do they live off of College
Right, pretty close
or off of
it.
Yelm Highway?
Wait, oh, yes, Yelm Highway. Sorry, I don't know.
Okay, so if you get to College, you hit Yelm Highway, you can come back towards Olympia or out towards Yelm. Are they out towards Yelm, or are they back towards Olympia off of Yelm Highway?
I think back towards Olympia.
Okay, well, can't you just go through Olympia, go out Yelm Highway? Then you never even make it to that Walmart.
Which ones? If I go to them, normally I would go down at the T junction, right? There's the T junction. Is that College in Yelm?
No, College is where the Safeway is.
Oh, okay,
The
okay.
T junction at the end of Yelm Highway,
Ruddle.
that's Ruddle going one way. Ruddle goes to the left, and to the right, that heads Yelm Highway off to Yelm.
Yeah. Okay, so if I go down Yelm, I could go down Ruddle to go down to Yelm, and it passes
Right.
by Walmart, and I think it's like, I don't know, 300 feet, 500 feet. Can I still go that way as long as I just pass by and don't go into the parking lot or anything? Or do I have to take a different route?
Yeah, if it's down, if I understand you correctly, you can go through Lacey and come out in Ruddle and just come the back way, and then you never go past it.
Okay,
And I'm confident in your ability to navigate that.
thank you.
So again, don't come within 1,000 feet of her workplace or her residence. Service isn't required because you appeared, and you can get a copy of this off the Thurston County District Court website. And that'll conclude the hearing for today.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
And Ms. Addy, you can get a copy of this order off the District Court website also.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
So yeah, that was like your typical fucking weird guy. That's a high quality mustache kind of situation going on there. She seems like a really sweet girl. The politics stuff would probably drive me crazy too, to be fair. Like, you know, I don't talk politics, as you guys know. Mind you, I'm an absolute sucker for one of those chokers. That's the one thing I will say. This guy has a YouTube channel who wants to look at. Actually, we'll see what the next case is here. See if it's any good.
Confirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Okay.
Okay, that looks like it could be good. I love this restraining order court. I don't know what it is about the state of Washington, but my God, do they get some fucking crazies in that place. Right, so do you guys want to have a quick look at his channel first, or do you want me to keep going? One for his channel, two for keep going. God, I got some like old man hair going on here. Jesus Christ. I haven't put anything in it. Yeah, I've got a feeling he probably will violate, to be honest. Excuse me. Excuses are useless. Complaining is draining. Creeper. Yeah, he's pretty creepy. Shit, was one to look at his channel? Yeah, that's a good point. I do talk too much. One was to look at his channel, right? I forgot already. I did forget already. Whoops. Like, obviously, I haven't seen anything that's on this, so I'm not sure. As I say, I'm fucking demonetized for this live stream anyway, so kind of makes no difference.
Were vomiting rainbows all over their logos. The online left is busy too, having its annual infight over whether the point of pride parades is for gay people to be accepted by a society that shunned and ostracized them, or if it's just a chance for exhibitionists to gross everyone out. So I grew up in the gay rights debate, and I came of age politically when we were fighting for gay marriage to be legalized and to be seen as equal to straight marriage, the same as straight marriage. In fact, my best friend of the time was a gay guy in a long-term relationship. During this time, and especially before it, there were gay people who had to hide their soulmates from their coworkers or risk losing their job. They had to hide a big part of their...
Can I just ask what you mean, Tracy? Tracy says, Irish Demon, I'm not for mob actions or judgment. This issue belongs in courts where facts are determined, and in the record, this is harassment, in my opinion. I'm not sure how caught up you are with the video, but definitely let me know what you mean by that. And I'll definitely have a chat with you on that one. Do you want some baked gammon, mash, and cabbage? Always. Always. I'll get to those other super chats here in a minute. I want to get through what this clown bag is saying here.
Life from their families or risk being disowned. So the normalization here was a huge deal, life-changing deal. And it's a little irritating seeing the kids today take that for granted or dismiss it as some kind of small goal, meaningless goal. These acceptance and tolerance are just extremely important things for people to be able to live a healthy life. And this alternate that they're looking for here of being able to wear leather and spank strangers in the middle of a road is not as important. I'm going to respond to this article that takes the opposite approach. It says that actually kink is a very important part of pride parades. I think it's coming from this attitude of entitlement that once you identify as part of this pride movement, you should be able to do whatever you want, no matter how it makes anyone else feel. The author doesn't really understand that everyone, not just like people into bondage or whatever, everyone has to compromise their true selves and sort of put on a public face when they're in the public spaces. I personally would love if I could just walk around naked, can of Four Loko in each hand. However, the cops keep telling me I have to stop. So I have to hide my true self. The guys dressed up as dogs on leashes also have to hide their true selves. That's just part of being in a public space. Anyway, let's get to the article. The debate over kink at Pride divides the internet, but the kink community has been part of queer protests and celebrations since Stonewall online, which has occurred repeatedly.
Anyway, look, that's kind of the general gist of it. He's a bit boring, to be quite honest with you. So he wants to walk around in the nip for some reason. I mean, it's okay. Like, if you want to walk around, you know, with your boys hanging down, and like, that's totally up to yourself. But yeah, don't nobody want to see that. That's for sure. I bet he, oh my God, Stephen, I'm not reading that out. Mother of God. Yeah, I tend to agree. The Rocket Couch says, why do I feel like that walking around naked comment wasn't entirely a joke? Yeah, I think you might be onto something there. I think he just said exactly what he was thinking. Ashley St. Angelo for $5 says, RIP Limey, thank you so much for being there for him. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Stephen Curtin Nick for £5 says, so what is he doing asking you for prostitution services? I wouldn't date either of them. Sure, there's some website for that. You can hire hookers hourly. Is there, Stephen? And how would you know that? Stephen for £2 says, someone check his hard drive. Bet it's riddled. Oh, I can only imagine the stuff that's on there. Paul Morrison for £3 send a super sticker. Thank you so much indeed, my friend. Much obliged. Yeah, he's just a weirdo, man. Like, I'm guessing that came as no surprise to absolutely anybody here. All right, let me find this. Which one was it? Thurston County. Let's see. There's always good shit in Thurston County. They're just. I'm sorry if there's anybody watching from Thurston County, but you're weird. People are just weird over there.
And then, how is it you need an order against Ms. Ward?
For at least 2 years now, Ms. Ward and her daughters have been very rude to me, and it has continued to get worse. And I decided to get the order after my car was damaged. Then the kids were throwing rocks and stuff at my windows. And the thing with Ms. Ward is she likes to constantly yell out from outside and yell mean things to me. I mean, she even called me a hoe and a loser and told me she can beat my ass. All of that's not on video. That's all just stuff that happened. After the incident with the rocks and the kids and the rocks in the windows in my truck, she got more aggressive with the
Hang on just a second. Ms. Ward, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Yeah, I need you to be on camera so I know you're listening to all this. I'll give you a chance to respond in a minute.
Okay.
Continue on there, Ms. Thorne.
Thank you. So it just continues to get
Fuck
worse.
outta here.
It continues to make louder threats at me. Then after the rock incident, then we had the incident where her daughter and her youngest daughter was putting dog poop on my door. And it just got to a point where it was just too much, even though department management knows. They've even tried to facilitate a sit down to where we can talk, and Ms. Ward wouldn't even come around for that. So it's just been a lot, and now it's getting worse. And then since I got the temporary order, she again got worse. And on February 5th, I did get the police came out and talked to her, and they have filed for a case, and it's been forwarded to the prosecutor.
Prostitutor.
Sitting on the porch, calling me mean names and
I'm very confused.
and then just turned around and waved at me and said, "You crazy white lady!" Like, this is ridiculous. It's just aggressively getting worse, and our building is only connected through a like a sky bridge, a catwalk. So there's no reason for her to be anywhere, her or her kids to be in my side of the store, in my building. But I do know that after the officer came out on February 5th and told her to knock it off, I haven't heard anything from them. So that's nice. And that's the kind of, just anti-harassment. Don't talk to me, leave me alone. And so that's why I'm asking for the anti-harassment order, because I feel that they are not capable of that.
All right. Let me hear from Ms. Ward. And Ms. Ward, I will tell you before that, I don't know whether you had a chance to see this or not, but in the file, there's some kids, and I've never met you. I've never met your kids. Some of the video, I think, is there's some yelling coming from what I assume is your apartment, saying some unkind things about Ms. Thorne. Also, one of the kids, through what looked to me, and again, I don't know whether this was your kid or not, but basically threw what I think was a rock. It was something that was hard that made a large sound against Ms. Thorne's window. And then those, and the kids were yelling at her, calling her a bunch of unkind things also. And so I just want to let you know, and I don't know whether you had a chance to see that or not, but I did. And so I'm going to swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can put your hand down. What's your position on her request for the order?
Well, this lady has literally called the police on me ever since I moved in. Even the first day I moved in, she called the police on me because she said I was moving in too loud. I've had police come up to my door several times because she accused me of beating my kids. They came to my door. They actually came to the point where they stopped coming because she's called so much in the past few years. This sit down that she's talking about with management never happened because I didn't get a notice of it at all. Because if I did, I would like to sit down too. She's always sitting at her window. She has chairs at her window and she just looks outside all day. She yells at kids all day. She video records all day. Only thing I do, I leave my apartment with my boyfriend and I leave. I ride the bus. So how can I stop this woman when I'm on the bus? She has a vehicle. She sent me, if she was so scared of me, why did she deliver this paper to my door saying, I'm going outside and she's harassing me? I don't say nothing to this woman. Oh yes, it's okay for me to say, hey, stop video recording my kids. I mean, if my daughter is doing something wrong, all of their friends will come upstairs and they would tell me. Okay, they do that all the time. I didn't know nothing about.
Hang on just a second. Did they tell you they threw a rock at her window?
No one never told me that. So I don't know.
I'm
what
telling
kid
you that because I saw a kid do it.
Might not have anything to do with
Do you
her.
know what she looked like?
It's hard for me to tell from the video.
Okay, well, I've been talking to my kids and telling them to leave that woman alone. She acts like they harass her all the time. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do know they come in the house and say, Mom, she's recording us again. Mom, we're just outside playing. She's recording us again. This piece of paper she sent me said, oh, her daughter's outside playing with other kids and being mean to other kids. Kids are kids. Some kids are mean to my kids. My daughter's mean to other kids when they're rude to her. And then she wrote a paper saying that I stopped her and I harassed her when she was walking her dogs. I didn't even know this lady had dogs. I just go about my business. I go through the fence over here and I catch the bus. I don't look out for this woman, but you can't hear her talk out the window and she's on the phone herself. Now, it's not a crime for me to sit on my porch and watch my clothes because several times this woman has vandalized my clothes. And then if I'm stalking her, then how come there's no video footage of me following her or chasing her as she claims? I don't care.
Because maybe you have a ghillie suit and you can hide yourself really well.
Care nothing about this woman. I would like her to stop sitting out the window and video recording me or saying that I'm at her door harassing her. Where's the proof of me harassing her at her door? And when she said the cops came, I was with my boyfriend. We just walked up the stairs and came to the apartment. We sat down in my room, which is in the far back of my apartment, sat down, and all of a sudden, 2 hours later, the cops are knocking at my door saying that I was yelling and screaming at her. And I said no. And my boyfriend even talked to the police as well. And he was like, okay, I'm going to go talk to her. The police never came back because they know she calls the cops on me all the time for nothing, just for living here, just for breathing. She calls the cops. And my chairs, if I'm harassing her, then how come there's no pictures of anything, of me doing anything? She sent a picture to me with a flat tire. Okay, you have a flat tire. What does that have to do with me? The cars are to, when I get down off my porch, the cars are to the right. I go out to the left every time. I come back through the left, go up my stairs, go inside my apartment. She's called the police on me so many times for no reason that I don't even like to sit on my porch anymore. Until my clothes started getting vandalized, I caught her 2 times coming from the wash machine room, and my clothes would be opened up, the dryers would be opened up, wash machines would be opened up. So I go wash mine across the street. I don't bother this lady. And if my kids are bothering her, I'm gonna keep telling them to stop. And her daughter talks to my daughter. She doesn't know that, but her daughter talks to my daughter, and my daughter asks her daughter, why is your mom doing this? Because her daughter just got recently taken out of her home. Her daughter actually told my daughter she's an alcoholic, she likes to bother people, and she doesn't like black people. I knew that from the first day I moved in when the cops came just for me moving in. She acted like I had a cookout and 20 people over here. There was 3 people helping me move. That was it. No one's doing nothing to this lady. I don't even care about this lady. I don't even say nothing to this lady. I didn't even go to her door or go to her side over there. No one cares for her. I don't care for her. All these claims is all fake. My boyfriend's with me most of the time, and I tried to put in some papers the other day, but I couldn't because I got served late. But I have other witnesses too. I have about 4 declarations for other people.
Okay. When did you get served?
Last week on a Monday.
All right. What day is today? Ever comes in today. I should have asked this first. You know, I do have the opportunity to. One thing that she told me, which kind of caught my attention, was, I mean, how many times have you called the police on her?
I have called them maybe 3, 4 times, but the one I did call once when some of the neighbors were worried because her daughter was screaming. So I just called the police just to let them know, hey, check in on her, and they did. But when she is saying that the day she moved in, I called the police, I would encourage her to get a copy of that report or that call, because I know for a fact that that whole weekend I was away because it was my daughter's wedding. So I encourage her to, yes, please get the police report. Let's turn it in.
And she doesn't, ma'am, you don't need to encourage her to do anything.
Oh, okay.
She can.
I do apologize. So, yeah.
How? And then when did you move in there, Ms. Ward?
About 3 or 4 years ago, and I thought all the police around here know me now because she called so much. There was like 48 police reports.
All right. All right. So here's what we'll do. We'll hang on just a minute, ma'am. We'll reissue temporary order remains in place. And then we'll just see where we're at. And I'll give you a chance to respond, Ms. Ward. We'll see where we're at in 2 weeks. It'll be in front of me, so you won't need to repeat what you've said thus far.
Okay.
Your Honor,
And Ms. Thorne, did you say that things have been good since the temporary order was entered?
No, it's been good since the police officer came out and talked to her. And then he did go and talk to her, and then he came over to my apartment. He saw the videos, and after he saw the videos of what she was doing that night, that's when he asked for a case number, I guess, from dispatch, and let me know it was going to be forwarded to the prosecutor that there was grounds to look at a violation of the anti-harassment order.
Oh, that's that guy. What was his name? Jack Star. He was just like, actually really similar to the first case we looked at right there. Sorry, my shoulder's fucking killing me. Was like really creepy with a lady at work, like really creepy. And then he got his ass kicked at some point. Remember, he was on anybody remember that? He was on my live stream a while back and he got his ass kicked.
So maybe, do you want the case number for that?
No, I don't. I just wanted to know how things were going. I'm not going to tell people how to run their cases. And
this judge is a fucking savage too, man. All right, let's skip on. I wonder if there's any more or if it's all over. Like, I don't know.
26.
Thank you,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
No, all over. All righty.
Some people call this red
History of
soup
Ukrainian
borscht,
borscht.
others borscht. Or in Poland,
Fucking hell. Yeah, I do remember this guy. Very unusual kind of character. Yeah, he had black eyes and stuff, right? I knew I wasn't imagining things. I was like, I do remember this being a real thing that happened. I just couldn't remember the specifics of it, like what the situation was. Oh, you got an ad? Okay, cool. That means I'm not demonetized yet. It's fine while I'm live, and then once I get off. Hey, where's the fucking? Oh yeah, there it is. It's once I get off, it gets demonetized. No bore stream today. I've had it a few times. Not the biggest fan of it, to be honest. Yeah, I never got my ass kicked. It was a DDoS attack. Should be all okay today. I don't want to photobomb this case. I never heard of somebody getting. Yeah, I do recall you saying you were in a car wreck. That's a good point, actually. I can't remember what we determined, but you look like you got your ass kicked. You 2 black eyes. You got it from something. All right, let's have a look here. Stephen for £20 says, someone give them my contact details. I can supply better microphones for their ongoing legal issues at a good price. Sounds like they're talking through potatoes in tin cans. Nothing wrong with potatoes in tin cans. Bobby Williams says, Chloe makes the cutest little giggly girl. She sure does. She's adorable. And Stephen, who's been a member for 9 months, says, why has she got a dodgy YouTube button flag? She didn't buy it off me. So I'm going to grass. If anybody would like to get some really cool tech stuff, check out iFuse Networks on Facebook. That's Stephen's company. He gets great deals on stuff for me as well. I buy all my stuff from him, which is awesome. Let me see what else here now. The Jameson's always on standby. It helps with the stupid. So yeah, absolutely. The Jimmy's always right there. I don't want to know about you getting off, dude. Who, me? Did I say that? You know how I am with phrasing. I have a bad history of that. Broker Sister Broker Trust says, this is the infamous YouTuber Irish Demon. Thank you very much. That's absolutely true. Good to see you, Johnny May. Says, so good to see you live. Thank you so much, my friend. It is good to be back live. As you know, it's been a excuse me. It's been a big couple of weeks. It's been a lot of busy stuff going on. Actually, that brings me to another point. Actually, you know what? I'll wait a few days. I gotta share something with you here in a few days. Nothing bad, just good stuff. So I mean, not for me. Well, is it good stuff? It's hard to explain. Just never mind. We'll forget I said anything. No, so that guy was back in Magistrate Fink, not in Jesus Christ phrasing, in Magistrate Fink's court, right? So it was that guy the other day that called his lawyer a lying bitch. We may as well take a quick look at that, will we? Let me see here now. Thank you so much, Daisy May. Everybody's doing really, really well. Absolutely great altogether. I went over and had dinner with my mom and dad last night, so it was fantastic to catch up and do all that good stuff. Let me see here now. Right, I'm gonna bring up this guy. No, I don't know. I don't think anything major happens. Colin was telling me he got quite the bond. Yeah, it's been a rough few weeks. But at the same time, my good friend Read the Room Chipcrit was over here visiting for a couple of weeks too, so it was absolutely fantastic. Good to see you, the Nomstead Alaska Off Grid. I hope you're doing really well, my friend. All right, let's have a look here. See what this is all about. Oh, wait, I have to share it as a link, don't I? Let's try that again. So I have to do it through the link. Okay, that should work better now. Oh, that's what I just did. Hold on. Why is that not working properly? Let's try here now. Ah, that's why. Now I got it. See, if I don't do it the right way, the sound doesn't come through natively. There we go. I know it looks the exact same, but it's really not.
Court date.
Good to see you, Kyoko. Hope you're doing well out there.
Probable cause conference on February 22nd, 9 a.m. That will be in person at Hogback and Washtenaw. All right?
Mhm.
Okay, you are all set. Some stuff will be printed down in the jail for you to take home with you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Do you know how long it's gonna be?
Great to see you, blind bombshell.
On the CPS, I mean, on the
Hope you're doing well.
corrections form, please. Thank you.
Share the link, Paul.
What's your name, sir?
Ryan Johnson.
This guy.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, we're gonna handle your arraignment today. Ms. Barroso, I don't think we need to go through everything again. As you know, we put that stuff on the record on Friday. I took the testimony on the complaint. I think part of what was bothering Mr. Johnson on Friday is having all of that stuff read out loud, and I can't blame him. It's hard to listen to what other people are saying about you. State of Michigan versus Johnson 24 FB 1026. I've already appointed the public defender's office. I've already updated Mr. Johnson's contact information. So if there's anything you want to put on the record regarding bond right now, Ms. Barroso, and I'm reminding everyone we are on YouTube today.
Yes, you are.
Go ahead when you're ready.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people. Thank you, Your Honor. I was not sure if you were doing the arraignment today, if you personally were handling it, so I wanted to appear just in case I needed to repeat that for the record. At this time, I would rest on what was previously stated on Friday.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Vergils.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've gotten a chance to speak with my client a couple times now, and he informed me that he has been working full-time at Applebee's for the past 2 years and has family in the area. However, he is homeless, so any cash bond really would be a hardship for him. From what I understand, he does not live near the complaining witnesses in this case and is committed to staying away from them and following his bond conditions. I would argue I believe it was an isolated incident. My client, from what I can tell, has not had a felony conviction in the past 15 years. So I would ask you to consider allowing him to post 10% of whatever cash bond. And he is also open to home confinement tether upon release, if released. Thank you.
I'm sure he'll get released, right?
Detective Morrison, did you want to say anything on this case?
Your Honor, so the only thing that I would request is that you have Mr. Johnson comply with his mental health plan that's currently in place. He hasn't been compliant since October of 2023.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Johnson, so this is the continuation of your arraignment from the other day. We'll go through the easy parts first. No contact with the alleged victim, Kimberly Bullock, Javier Bullock, Alan Duva. No contact with the co-defendant, Mr. Clay. I think it's Julius Clay. Do not go to the address on Julie Drive in Ypsilanti. I am ordering a GPS tether with that location as the hotspot. So before you can leave the jail, whenever that may be, you'll need to have a tether set up with the hotspot of that address on Julie Drive in Ypsilanti Township. While you're on bond, you're not to use alcohol, marijuana, or illegal drugs. No purchase or possession of firearms, weapons, or ammunition. Do not leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court. No criminal behavior and no assaultive behavior. The financial component of the bond has two parts to it. One is whether the defendant is a flight risk. I think what speaks to flight risk specifically in your situation, two things. One, a history of failing to appear in court, and two, the instability of your current housing situation. More importantly, though, I think we're concerned with danger to the community. So there's a fairly violent criminal history, including charges of resisting and obstructing. There's a carjacking conviction, lots of breaking and entering with intent. Those aren't necessarily violent. Home invasion, again, not necessarily violent. And in this particular case, the allegations are with another person holding some people at gunpoint in order to
Do it better,
essentially
bud.
kidnap an infant. You're not charged with that, but that's essentially what was occurring. So that presents a very dangerous situation. Anytime firearms are involved in a crime, the risk of harm to people is high. Your lawyer's points notwithstanding, this does appear to be an isolated incident in the sense that this is not the kind of crime you're usually charged with. However, given your history of mental health concerns and the fact that this occurred, that says to me that there's something going on right now that is creating this dangerous situation. So I'm setting the bond at 500 million, nope, 5 million.
Oh.
Sorry, too many zeros. $5 million, no 10%.
His face.
That's the bond for now. That can always be looked at again in the future if it's appropriate.
$500 million.
To change that. The GPS tether, all of those other conditions that I listed, and I am also ordering you, if and when you are released from custody, to comply with any existing mental health treatment plan. The court date for this case will be on Thursday, February 22nd. That will be at 9 a.m. in person with Judge Simpson.
That's going to be awesome.
Anybody have anything else on this matter?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Johnson, you are all set. When you're ready, you can stand up and walk to the door.
Well, how did that go for you, bud? $500 million. Can you imagine that? Like $5 million bucks? Holy shit. That was a really serious offense. Like, I mean, he burst into his ex-girlfriend's house with guns and a friend, they're pistol whipping fuckers everywhere, and he stole a child. Like, I mean, yeah, $5 million bucks seems pretty reasonable to me. Right, what else have we got going on? Judge Simpson, anything good there? I'm just scrolling through, just scrubbing. Okay, there's fuck all happening in that one. Let's see if there's anything good here in Judge Middleton. Okay. Let's see here now. I recognize this Brandon Barnick dude. Hold on now. Sorry, no, I know it's just me looking at a screen. Okay, there's fuck all happening there yet. Any other good shit coming on along? I would say so. Yeah. Eldu. Oh my god. Okay, right. I'm usually not too bad at pronouncing names, but I am going to try. Okay, like I'm kind of. Sometimes I nail it first time, like in Kyoko's case, but I'm gonna try. Judge McBurney's got immunity hearings on. They're usually pretty interesting. But I'm gonna try pronounce this name. Why is my screen not working? Hold on. It is working. I pressed the wrong fucking thing as usual. Where is it? Where the fuck is it? Oh yeah, there you are. Okay, let's give this a fucking go. I just needed to bring it up big on the screen. Ellen Du Brynjulfsson. Ellen Brynjulfsson. That's what I'm guessing that's the right way of saying it. Did I nail that? I actually do think I probably did. I totally agree. It can only get better from here, buddy. Did I get it right then? Brynjulfsson. If that's the case, happy days. Yeah, 500 million would have been understandable too, to be fair. Chile is Hitler bunker fucked. What's going on with him? Is he still up to his usual nonsense, or I assume so. Then again, he kind of went quiet there for the longest time. So I don't know. It's hard to know what would be going on with that absolute psychopath. Let's see Judge McBurney, see what's going on here. Nah, that seems kind of boring. Any other drama going on anywhere? that anybody's aware of? I wanted to try find that one. There was a lady. Now, bear with me here, okay? Because I'm no fucking bigot. But the language can confuse me sometimes, just to be frank about it. There was a lady trying to get her balls back. Am I right? I think Law Talk might cover this. I don't know who else covered it. But there's a lady who had her balls removed and was trying to get her balls back. I'm like, I swear to God, I'm not trying to say that in a joking way. Like, I genuinely don't even know how to word that. Yeah, it's kind of awkward. But yeah, so there's a lady trying to get her bollocks back, but I couldn't find it. I could not find it. Judge Simpson. People in court covered it. People in court. Let's see if I can find it. So, like, does anybody know what the story is? Would you believe, just as I refreshed my YouTube page, that actually came up? That's nuts. Let me see if I can find it here now. Oh yeah, entitled trans woman sues ex for custody of her disarticulated testicles. That's a bit of a mouthful. Sorry, that was a desperate pun. Not really. I thought it was actually kind of funny. Yeah, I think that's one for like tomorrow, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen her in front of Judge Simpson before, right? Kept him in the freezer. Kept him in the freezer. You got to be shitting me. Seriously. Like in the home freezer, or like are we talking in a facility somewhere where they keep them? That's nuts. Yeah. Can you imagine putting your hand into the freezer for chicken nuggets or something and you pull out some lady's balls? Now that would be very uncomfortable. That would be a very awkward situation for me now, to be honest. In a jar, like in the home freezer. Are we talking like in, like, I'm sorry, no. Talk about blue balls. No way. No way. Come on, man. You got to be fucking kidding me. Yeah. Cameo Stark. I I thought it was the same person. I wasn't sure. Kyoka says she's also a squatter that assaulted the homeowner on top of having her balls in a jar. Oh, man. This is dangerous territory for YouTube, because you know the way YouTube is. God almighty. YouTube's so political. Like, to be honest, like as a YouTuber, I can say that absolutely. YouTube is very, very political. So you have to be very careful what you say and how you word it. And my worry is that, like, I speak as I think, right? So like the words come out as I'm thinking them. What? Are you serious? Did she actually say this in the live stream? Are you serious though? Oh my God. It's just such a long video. It's like an hour long. Oh no. I feel like I kind of have to know, like. Her middle name is D, so she wanted to be able to show people D's nuts. Oh my God. Can you imagine though, right? Like, she also subleased to somebody and harassed them and kicked them out and refused to let them get their stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I have seen that one. Sounds testy. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so getting kicked off YouTube for this one. When she got home, she has to temporarily keep them in a chicken and mushroom pot noodle. She's a little hypocritical. She uses a man voice to intimidate the police and homeowner. Oh, okay. I get you. So she like jumps from one voice to the other depending on the situation. Yeah, that's a tricky one, I must say. Sorry, I'm just responding to something there now. Oh, I have no doubt. I have not, like, literally next to the eggs. Are you serious? Oh my God. I feel like I kind of need to. Yeah, I do remember her coming along before and causing trouble. I keep getting these random videos popping up. Like, oh man, I kind of feel like I have to watch it now. But maybe I'll watch it like on a little bit fast forward. But before I do, I'm gonna have to go get a cup of coffee anyway, because I am tired. I've had a long day. I think it would be a bit of fun. She's a lady in the court hearings and a man on body cam. Oh, so is she, what's the, I don't know these words. Like, that's the thing. I'm a man of the world, but I also don't care. I know that sounds really ineffectual or whatever, but I really don't. Like, I really don't give a shit. Like, each to their own. Like, if somebody wants to lop off their nuts and I don't care. It's not my nuts. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't care. Like, I had a lady. Am I allowed to say lady? I don't know. See, I don't know what I'm allowed to say or what I get in fucking trouble for. But I was out in the pub, and it's kind of a rough pub, I gotta be honest. About, I don't know, a couple of months ago. And this person who, to me, was very, very, very clearly a woman, in my opinion, as a human being, seeing another human being. I don't know what they identified as. Wait, how do I see? I don't know what I'm allowed to say. I'm just going to say it as it is, okay? I don't give a shit. I'm just going to say it as it is. But anyway, that person, I don't know what that person was intending to identify to me as. But that person clearly appeared to me to be a lady, okay? Am I going to get kicked off YouTube for this? For literally not even knowing how to describe the situation. Anyway, wearing a skirt, had chesticles, clearly in my view from a red-blooded man, appeared to me to be a lady. Okay, so we're good so far, right? I think that's fair enough to say. And I was trying to get to the bar, and I just said, "Excuse me, miss," like that, as in, "Excuse me, can I get past?" And that person, they turned around to me and was like, "What was it? My pronouns are he, him." And I was like, okay, like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, if you want to be he, him, or I'm referred to as that, when you're, to me, like, you clearly look like a woman or whatever, and you say to me, I want to be identified as he, him. If I don't know you, I'm just not going to bother with you, frankly. Do you get what I mean? Like, I'm not going to do mental gymnastics to try to remember that, because I'm never going to see you again, so I don't care. What bothered me was the way that person said, it's he, him. And I'm like, and I couldn't help myself, because I'm me, all right? Like, I'm me. This is who I am. If somebody just said to me, oh, I prefer he, him, I'd be like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? All right. I don't give a shit. Doesn't bother me. But it was like, it's he, him. And I was like, first of all, how the fuck was I supposed to know that? Second of all, I don't give a shit. Can you please get out of my way so I can go to the bar? Like, I just don't understand how you can, like, if you met me on the street, right? Any of you have to be real here. I don't care how far to the fucking left you are or any of that shit, or I don't care about politics. If you saw me walking down the street in a lumberjack shirt with a big black beard and a humongous Harley Davidson between my legs, you're gonna say to me, hello, dude, or hey, man, or that guy over there, or him. All right? Because look at me, right? I'm as manly as you get, right? But like, you're not gonna, and if I went to you, I actually prefer she, her, right? Some people would probably be like, what? Are you, how the fuck, you know what I mean? A lot of people would, especially like people who don't know about the whole online shit that gets you shut down and gets your job taken from you, right? And they'd look at me and be like, okay. And then other people would just respect it and be like, okay, she, her, fine. All right. And that's fine. All right. What I wouldn't expect is if somebody walked up to me as a dude, clearly a dude, and said, "Oh, hi, man." And I said, it's she, her, and get all shitty with them. Of course, you're going to get your back up. You're going to be like, the fuck? Like, again, how the fuck was I supposed to know that? So anyway, I guess my channel's getting shut down now. I don't know. I don't know how this works. I really don't. And like, I have loads of trans friends, and you get used to it very quickly because you spend time with those people or you interact with those people. So like, I have never found myself in a scenario where I use the wrong pronoun or whatever to one of my trans friends, because I would interact with them quite frequently. So I, just whatever. But somebody that I've just met who clearly to me looked like a woman, to dress me down in such a way. Now, I'd say fair enough if I knew that that's what she went by. But like, this is Ireland. Lady, not lady, potential lady. What did she say? Him or see what I mean? You can't fucking win. What did they say? Did they say they, them, or he, him? Anyway, it was one or the other anyway. I'm like, okay, you can just tell me that. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to know? Just tattoo it on your head if it's that much of a problem. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's the scenario I found myself in. You, boo-boo. All day long. I don't give a shit. You be whatever the fuck you want to be. You can identify as, I don't know, a brick wall for all I give a fuck. If you're standing in my way, I'm just going to ask you nicely to get the fuck out of the way. You know what I mean? Blind Archer for $2 says, I identify as a palm tree. Keep it straight. Palm trees, most palm trees I've seen are pretty, oh, whoa. I see what you did there. I was just about to say how most palm trees I see are pretty bent. And that is true. That is absolutely true. Nicely done. Nice attempt. You nearly got me. Yeah, I'm the same. I struggle to remember people's fucking names. Like, honest to God. And like the ones that get me, okay, can I ask, is there any people out here that use, shall we say, alternate or alternative pronouns, right? Because I genuinely don't understand that. I can totally understand the basics, right? So people who transition from one gender to the other, are you allowed to say gender? I don't even know. People who transition from he, him to she, her, or vice versa. That, to me, that's easy. I can understand that, right? They, them, I can understand because it generally is people who don't fit into either category or don't want to use those pronouns. Am I right so far? I think I'm right so far. So far, I can kind of understand that. The first two, generally speaking, are pretty obvious. Okay? They're pretty obvious for the most part. The middle one, though, you just never know, right? Because it could be anybody. And that's fine. Okay, so now we're up to that so far. But here's one that gets me, right? So I've seen this on a few places where somebody will say that their pronouns are she, they, instead of she, her. Am I on the right track? Yeah. So she, they. I don't understand, right? Because if you're using she for one of them, why not the other one? You get what I'm saying? It just confuses me. Like, I kind of feel like those ones where it's like she, they, or whatever, that's just taking the piss, frankly. It's like, so, I don't know. It's a mind fuck. Anyway, are we watching this one trying to get our bollocks back or what? What I might do, right? I will. Where the fuck is it? Okay. This is going to get ropey, right? Because I don't know what I am and I'm not allowed to say, quite frankly. Well, like, I can say whatever the fuck I want. Okay, whoa. All right. See, okay, I'm going to try to understand this. I genuinely will try. So she, they is generally used by femme-leaning, non-binary individuals, at least in my experience. So she, they is commonly used by femme-leaning, so more feminine, non-binary people. And non-binary means you don't attach yourself to either gender. So the she part of it, I get it. That's the feminine kind of leaning side of it. Am I right? But why is her such a bad word compared to she? That's what I don't understand. And that genuinely, I just don't understand that. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I just like, I get what you're saying, but I don't understand why the she part is acceptable as feminine, but the her part isn't. Maybe there's again, there might be a reason for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I get it's a preference thing. But that's what I mean, though. I don't understand why the preference needs to stop right there. So, like, if I met somebody who was she, they, right, or she, them, and I said, "Oh yeah, she's over there," oh, that's her bag. Fuck you. Like, I don't get that. I don't get why that part is the part that people have an issue with. I don't know. But sometimes I gotta be honest with you. Sometimes I think it's just an attention thing at that fucking point. Like, if you're identifying as she, whatever, I don't care if you whatever you were born as and you identify, it doesn't bother me. I don't give a fuck. I don't care either way. Like, if somebody's a she, they, or whatever, it doesn't. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm just trying to figure it out, just so I understand it a bit. You know what I'm saying? It's like a shortening of saying she, her, them, they instead of. Gotcha. Okay, now that makes more sense. So it means, does that mean that that person is okay with she, her, and them, they? Yes, I think that's what that means. I appreciate that. Makes more sense though. That makes way more sense. What was the other one I saw? I was trying to read the person that's going to the Eurovision for Ireland is called, I can't remember, and is non-binary, right? And yeah, it's non-binary. And I got to be honest with you, well, when I was reading a news report about it, I honestly found it very difficult to read it because of the what would you call it? The fuck me, what's it called? Like when they were referring to they as opposed to her, for example, right? Because I'm like, they are doing that, and it's like, who's they? Like, what collection of people is that? You know what I mean? Because your brain goes straight there. And I thought I was having a meltdown trying to read this fucking thing. Like, I really did. Any which way you lose, says Irish. I like that you're giving an honest go at this. And that's the thing. It is a genuine go. And it's not like me kind of going, look, oh, I can't figure out all this stuff. Fact of the matter is, it is fucking confusing. Like, it really, really is. That's my understanding. So somebody who's non-binary doesn't identify as either, but you can kind of be like feminine leaning non-binary or something like that. At least I think so. I mean, that's what I always understood. Hopefully the PC police won't come for me. I'm not bigoted. My brain just travels in stalling. Yeah, I get you there. Don't get voshed. I've heard of Vosh. And he that like really, really like outrageously far left guy that talks about how great communism is while also making an absolute fortune on YouTube. And he says, I'm trans and I get confused sometimes. Doesn't make you a bad person. Exactly. And I think that's what's been lost on people. It goes both ways though, right? So I've seen situations where somebody just gets genuinely confused and is like, I actually don't know what the fuck to say here. And then you have people who pretend that they're confused about something that's very, very, very obviously the case. And then they get jumped on, but so do the other people. Do you get what I mean? Happens either way. Yeah, plural is the word I was looking for. So when I'm reading, and I'm like, hold on, I'll just read it so people can understand where I'm coming from. And the fucking song is horrifically bad. Like, it's so bad. I'm sorry. All right, let me see. I'll just see if I can find a news article. Oh, yeah, Bambi Tug. All right. All right, so I'm just going to read this news article as I see it. Yeah, so some priest went after Bambi Tug, who's our Eurovision hopeful. And I got to be honest with you, haven't watched it, haven't watched her video. I am certain that they are trying their absolute fucking best to they're trying their absolute best to not win the fucking Eurovision because it would cost the country too much money. Cork-born singer, that's where I'm from, will represent Ireland in Malmo, Sweden with Doomsday Blue after winning the late Euro Song Contest in January. So that's a priest. So that's our person that's going to the whatchamacallit, the Eurovision Song Contest. I didn't like the song personally. So that's what's the name again? Bambi Tug, I think. All right. No, Bambi Tug, when they were on the interview on the Late Late Show, came across absolutely lovely, frankly, as a person. Father Declan McInerney, could you get a more Irish priest name than that? Slammed the country's choice during a service on Sunday, but it hasn't phased RTE show winner Bambi. They said they're making sermons about Bambi Tug with a laughing face emoji. So like that's like a tough sentence to understand. So they said they are making sermons about Bambi Tug. So that's Bambi Thug saying they are, as in the priests. Anyway, a priest of Aircourt, Clonfert and Meelick in Galway told the congregation to brace themselves for this one. I'm like, what's the worst that can happen? Because Bambi Thug is also a witch, I think. Kyoko says, I identify as a Blasian chick. Blasian? Black Asian? Black Japanese? Does that make sense? Anyway, he said, now brace yourselves for this one. I switched on, and I should probably do my priest voice for this one. Now brace yourselves for this one. I switched on, and to discover it was the selection process for the Euro song, the song that will leave Ireland, that will represent Ireland and the Irish people and what we're all about, my friends. Nobody fucking watches it anyway, truth be told. And all I can say is, we are finished. That's a bit over the top now, Father. He slammed Bambi Tug for shoving their orientation in his face and said Ireland is finished as a country. So now, come on now, Father. Right? Let's be real here now for a minute, right? Bambi Tug is an artist whose music I particularly don't like. I know a lot of people do, and that's fine. I don't care. It wouldn't be my kind of jam, right? But to suggest that just because the person that's representing Ireland in the Eurovision Song Contest, which nobody fucking cares about anymore, is because that person's non-binary or whatever, the whole country's falling apart. I think now, Father, to be honest with you, and to be brutal and brutally honest with you, I think what you fuckers did to the country is why this country's fucked up, or at least a huge part of it. So I'm sorry, but I'm not going to take what a priest has to say about why our country is fucked up seriously after all they did to our country. So sorry, Father, you can go fuck yourself. I don't like our music or their music. See, it's not that easy, is it? I don't like their music personally, but for a priest of all people in this country anyway, to come out and say that it's the likes of Bambi Tug that's ruining the country, and I'm not saying that he's ever done anything, but his collection of arseholes and what they did to the country, go fuck off. Oh yeah, the song is absolutely shit. It's absolutely shit. We're finished as a country, and before anyone jumps on their high horse and go, he's given out now about certain orientations. I couldn't give two continental hoots what anybody is, but I don't need it slammed in my face on the Late Late Toy Show or whatever you call that show. You take that fucking back. The Late Late Show, Ireland's Late Late Show, is the longest running talk show in the world, and it is a national treasure. So if you can't even name it right, you can fuck all the way off, and when you get there, keep fucking off. He followed this up by saying RT now have no hope of getting any one of us to pay the TV license after this rubbish. After the hours and hours and days and days and days of us having to watch stories about what fucking priests did in this country. And really, that's why people aren't going to pay the fucking TV license. Come on now, buddy. Kyoko says Irish Demon would ace a cultural sensitivity class. See, that's the thing. Because here in Ireland, I've explained this to people before. I've said things on here before, and people are like, you can't say that. Like, you want to fucking bet? Because I just did. And the reality is, we don't give a shit about race and stuff in Ireland. We really don't. It doesn't matter as no. There are some people who are just like, oh, get rid of all the insert people here. But for the average Irish person, we don't give a shit. Like, we really don't care. Oh, you're gay, are you? Oh, okay. I don't care. Welcome in. Oh, you're black, are you? Okay, cool. Yeah. Happy days. Oh, you're, I don't know, whatever else. We just don't give a shit. We actually don't care in this country, generally. Of course, there's fucking horrible racists everywhere. So when I come on the internet, I even got this from somebody the other day. I said a word that somebody didn't like. They were like, you know, in the United States of America, we don't say that. I'm like, yeah, fine. I'm not in the fucking United States of America. So then I literally immediately said it again, just to drive my point home. Because I never say things with hate. Well, that's a fucking lie. There are some things I say with hate. But when it comes to things like that, it's just harmless trying to figure shit out, goodness. I never say things like that with hate. So anyway, let me see here now. What else have we got? I'm just going to try to read what else this priest was saying. So he followed up by saying RT would now have no hope of getting anyone to pay the TV license after this rubbish. Breaking down the Irish entries for the competition taking place in Sweden this year, the priest said, I never watched such rubbish in all my life. Starting with song number 1, now there will be backlash. Do I care? Not at all. You did a whole sermon about it, dude. Do you know what I mean? I mean, for fuck's sake. Cameo Stack, I remember that one. An Irish comedian made a joke about we don't have a little China. We just let him live with us. That's absolutely true. Like, oh, that's very true, Evelyn. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I agree. Like, you should be able to just say what you think, frankly. Oh, no, I'm not saying all Americans at all. Not by any stretch. Not by any stretch at all. For anybody in there thinking something like that. I'm just saying, generally speaking, we don't give a shit over here. I just know that in the States, race is a big hot topic and all the rest of it. So I totally understand the difference in dynamic. Over here, we just don't give a shit. Because I've noticed actually on a lot of these court videos and stuff like that, race comes into it a lot, whereas over here it just doesn't. Like, if somebody tried to bring race into something in Ireland, you'd be like, oh, go in, fuck off, will you? You know it's got nothing to do with that. And that's the way we kind of handle that kind of shit here. He's very concerned about the first years learning such stuff. So, like, I mean, yeah, he just a typical old arsehole priest, to be quite honest. Do you know, it's just as simple as that. It really, really is. Jerry Lass, thank you so much for the €5. Says, believe me, Demon, after 40 years of existence, I've extensive experience in the LGBTQ community. I still don't get any grip on the non-binary concept. Hugs for Limey. Thank you so much indeed. I kind of get the basics of it. I kind of understand the basics of it. It makes sense. You know what I mean? That some people don't identify as either, and I'm okay with that. Like, you know what I mean? Oh yes, Instagram is the best place to get me. I don't post a whole lot in there, but I am very easily accessible on that one. Give me 2 seconds here now, and I will bring that up. I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, if you just look up Irish Demon Vids on Insta, you'll find me there. As I say, I don't have a whole lot up on there, but ooh, I always like when you go on Instagram and the sensitive content thing comes up. And you have to touch it like 500,000 times to fucking open it. Who the fuck is that? Oh, another person sent me a picture of their boobies. 2 out of 10. Sorry, dude. All right, let me see. What are we going doing here now? How long have I been on? Oh, Jesus, I've been on for nearly 2 hours. I'm thinking, fuck, what time is it? I need to keep an eye on the time because I have to go make dinner. Yeah, that's my Instagram there. Check it out. Drop me a line if you come along, and I'll follow people back and stuff like that. Unless you don't want me to. Whatever. Whatever, man. All right. How long is the bollocks one? The one with the nutsack? It's 56 minutes long. I am so fucking, I don't even know where to start with this one. I think this might need to be one for another day. Maybe tomorrow. We might do this. Yeah, we'll do this one tomorrow. Because this one, yeah, play it at 2 times speed. The only thing about playing it at 2 times speed is you do miss a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, Dermot, I did see that one. Yeah, I've seen that one before. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like I will cover it. All the time. All the fucking time. Sometimes dudes, sometimes ladies, sometimes I'm guessing the odd non-binary person, I assume. I don't know. I never asked. No, it happens all the time. Happens all the time. I hate it. I hate it. Don't ever do that. No, it hasn't actually happened. That's the first time now in a long time. Let me see here now. Yeah, no, it hasn't happened in a couple of months. It just depends on how active I am. And it always happens when I'm live as well. Not always when I'm live, but a lot of time when I'm live, it happens because people try to put me off my one lady. Actually, no, some of you might actually know who she is, so I won't say the specifics. But one lady sent me a photograph a while back, and she had Irish written on one titty and demon written on the other titty and a big shamrock in the middle. So she didn't find that one on Google Google search, I can tell you that. What was I looking for here? I can't find what I was looking for. That's how you get a date. Send them a picture of your genitals. I mean, I don't think it would work for me, although maybe it would. Maybe it would. Depends. I've been thinking about getting into gynecology, so I mean, I'm open. No, I'm only kidding. People are so nuts. Yeah. Well, this particular person isn't, because those nuts are now missing. She's used to it, to be honest. Like, I mean, like, she reads a lot of my emails and stuff because she helps me out with responding to them when she can. So it's not a big deal. Like, oh yeah, no, I've had a few of those too. I had one guy sent something in the mail one time. So I have a PO box, as you guys know. And I got a, oh fuck me, how am I going to say this without getting demonetized? Okay, let me try to figure. Okay, so you know when a lady is on her own, I'm trying my best here, and let's just say you can get prosthetic apparatus. Are you with me so far? A rubber willy, basically. But basically, there's a man version of those. Are you with me so far? A rubber ladies thing, right? Whew. I'm sweating here. No, yeah, well, that's the ladies' version, Mike John Dennis. But no, there's no. So, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so, damn it, how am I? Yes, Stephen. I knew you'd know straight away. That's what they're known as, right? And it's a piece of apparatus that's supposed to look like a lady's downstairs mix-up. Are you with me so far? But this one was made to look like a butthole. Are you with me? So anyway, this guy sent me a box with this thing in it and a few other items that were, some of them were kind of weird and others were kind of okay. So I saw the box and I didn't know what was in it. And I opened it. Exactly, Mike Barnes. That's exactly it. And I opened it and I was like, the fuck is this? So I took it out and I unscrewed the cap and I had a look and I was like, oh my fucking God. And attached to the back of it was a sticker of a picture of the guy's face that sent it to me. So there you go. I don't know why I shared that with you because now people are going to start sending me really weird shit. But anyway, you get the point. I get sent weird shit all the time. But anyway, lads and lassies, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It was a lot of fun. It's good to be back live. Thank you for everything. You guys have been amazing over the past few weeks. It's not been easy. It's been a rough couple of weeks with everything that was going on, as you guys know. But having great friends around me, taking care of me and having my back means the world to me. But anyway, lads and lassies, thank you so much for joining me. As I said, catch me on Instagram. I'll be kind of uploading stuff more on there. And yeah, I'll probably be back live tomorrow. I might do the nutsack story tomorrow. We'll see how we go. Anyway. Oh, please, no. Please don't say it was an absolute copy of his butthole. Ugh. My God. Anyway, thank you again so much, folks, and we'll catch you all tomorrow. We'll do a live stream tomorrow as well. We'll have a bit of fun. Chloe will hopefully be around tomorrow to do that with me, so we'll catch you then. Sancha.